Hi friends, myself Subrata Mukherjee and you are watching my channel Dr. Subrata Mukherjee Distance Learning in Commerce. Today I am going to discuss another problem on partnership account. This is lecture number 19 and this is lecture number 2 on the topic death of part. A and B are in partnership sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. They insure their lives jointly for rupees 75,000 at an annual premium of rupees 3,500 to be debited to the business. B died 3 months after the date of the last balance sheet. According to the partnership deed, the legal representatives of B are entitled to the following payments: his capital as per the last balance sheet, interest on the above capital at the rate of 3% per annum to the date of death, his share of profits to the date of death calculated on the basis of last year's profit. His drawings are to bear interest at an average rate of 2% on the amount irrespective of the period. The net profits for the last 3 years after charging insurance premium were rupees 20,000, rupees 25,000 and rupees 30,000 respectively. B's capital as per last balance sheet was rupees 40,000 and his drawings to the date of death were rupees 5,000. Draws B's account to be rendered to his representatives. Here we need to calculate what is the amount which is payable to the executors of B after the death of B. So it is given in the question that the executors of B is entitled to the amount of share capital as per the last balance sheet. So they are supposed to get interest on the capital at the rate of 3% per annum, and B died after 3 months from the date of the last balance sheet. So interest on capital is equal to rupees 40,000, which is the capital as on the date of last balance sheet. Multiply this with 3%, that is 3 by 100, and multiply this with 3 by 12, that is 3 months after the date of the last balance sheet. B died. So the amount of interest on capital payable to the executor of B is rupees 300. Next, interest on drawings will be deducted from the amount which is payable to the executors of B. So interest on drawing is calculated at the rate of 2% on the amount. So 5% is the amount drawn by B. Multiply this with 2% and the amount is rupees 100. Then B's share of profit for 3 months up to the date of death. This is equal to rupees 30,000 is the amount of profit for the last year, and the executors of B is entitled to 3 by 12. Multiply this with 2 by 5, the PL ratio between A and B. Now it is given in the question that B is or his share of profit to the date of death calculated on the basis of last year's profit. So last year's profit was rupees 30,000. So B was entitled to get 30,000. Multiply this factor with 3 by 12 because he died after 3 months from the date of the last balance sheet, and the PL ratio between A and B is 3:2. So the share of B is 2 by 5 and the amount is rupees 3,000. And the fourth amount is B's share in the joint life policy. A joint life policy was taken for rupees 75,000. So after the death of B, amount will be received from the insurance company, and the executors of B is entitled to amount of 75,000. Multiply this fact amount with 2 by 5. So 2 by 5 is the share in the PL ratio. B is entitled to get a share of 2 by 5. So the PL ratio is 3:2 and B is to get 2 by 5. So the B share in the joint life policy is rupees 30,000. So interest on capital is rupees 300. Interest on drawing rupees 100. B share in the profit will be 3,000 and B share in the joint life policy is 30,000. Now we will prepare the ledger of B's capital. So B's capital account. On the debit side, I have to write debt, then particulars, rupees, then again debt, particulars, and rupees. So the opening capital will be by balance BD is rupees 40,000. B is entitled to interest on capital. So I have to write by interest on capital account rupees 300. Then share in a profit, that is by PL suspense account. This will be rupees 3,000. And share in joint life policy account. This will be 30,000. And interest on drawing will be charged. So first of all, I am writing by drawings, two drawings account, that is rupees 5,000 is the amount drawn by B during that 3 months period, and interest on drawing will be charged. Interest on drawings account, this is rupees 100. So you will get a total of 73,300 on the credit side, and the balancing figure is the amount which is payable to the executors of B. So to executors of B account, and the balancing figure is 68,200. Hope all the students have been able to understood the solution. If you have any query, feel free to communicate with me through email and the contact number given in the description box. Thank you. Thanks for watching the lecture.